Help a brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Contrary to what you might hear, I think the Justice League was a fun movie. I won't say it was good, I won't say it was bad, but honestly, I thought it was one of the better movies that DC has done aside from Wonder Woman. Now, I'm going to give you 5 things that I liked about the movie and 5 things that I didn't like about the movie. I'm going to call it good news, bad news. This is going to be my attempt at a new segment, good news, bad news. I'm not going to call it that yet because I don't know if people will see that and be like, I want to watch that video. So, here we go. Starting off with the good, I really liked Superman in this movie. I feel like the actor Henry has really gotten into the role. It took him a while. I didn't have a problem with Man of Steel, but Man of Steel could have easily been about 30-40 minutes less time than it was. Batman vs. Superman sucked, but I still never had a problem with the actor who plays Superman. I'm not going to spoil anything besides, I guess, that he's in the movie, which you probably assumed or knew about. I mean, were they really going to do Justice League without him? His re-emergence into the series is one of the best DC comic book scenes that I've seen in any of the DC movies. And I'm talking better than like Wonder Woman getting out of the trenches, running towards the Germans or whoever they were fighting in that war in Wonder Woman. Now, one thing that I didn't like, continuing on with Superman, the CGI. Honestly, looking at Superman, he looked like he was CGI'd into every scene he was in. Basically, because they had to CGI out his mustache that he is growing out for another movie, they spent $25 million on that. Think about it. $25 million to edit out a mustache that you can shave and grow back. Priority, Superman. Now, I know a lot of critics had this as like, this was terrible. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't that distracting unless your eyes are probably watching it in 3D. Because 3D movies look funny to me already. The number 2 thing that I liked about this movie is the lightheartedness. Now, as you know, DC usually has a very dark. DC movies are not known for their much lighter tone or their lighter shades of anything. They're usually pretty dark and they're trying to take on Christopher Nolan and atmosphere and fail at it almost every time. Stop trying to be Christopher Nolan. He's Christopher Nolan.
Wow, you really thought that one out, did you?
This movie had a lot more jokes in it. It had a lot more quibs and gags and things like that. Stuff that you usually don't see in DC movies. You don't usually laugh as much as I did in this movie. But also my number 2 thing that I didn't like about this movie was some of the jokes were pretty bad. Oh, man. The Flash is funny sometimes, but there are times where the Flash is just like giving you a joke and you're like, okay, we get it. The Flash is supposed to be this awkward teenager guy. Okay, we get it. Okay, we get it. Okay, we get it. Batman's humor in particularly usually falls
Help a brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Batman's humor in particular usually falls pretty flat. Probably because Ben Affleck didn't even want to play Batman at this time. He was done. He's done with Batman. Emotionally. Number 3 thing that I liked about this movie. Seeing all of the characters in one place. I mean, honestly, we had seen a lot of the characters from the Avengers already in other movies. Avengers build, obviously. But Justice League had characters that we hadn't seen on screen yet, like Cyborg and Aquaman. I didn't know too much about Aquaman going into this, but Aquaman came out as one of my favorite Justice League characters. That Roman Reigns is really good at playing Aquaman. Wait, that's not Roman Reigns? Never mind. And the number 3 thing that I didn't like about the movie almost contradicts what I like about the movie. And that is the build. Honestly, I said this in my other skit thing about Marvel and DC, how they plan their movies. You can't have an Avengers movie without an Avengers build. I go into this movie and they have to set up Cyborg's backstory through a good 20 fucking minute conversation that doesn't have to happen. It could have happened in a movie, and then we could have been like, oh, I already know what happens to Cyborg. You don't have to explain this right now. You don't have to try to give me this emotional connection to him and his father, because I already know. You could have did this in a short movie. I don't care if you did it in a YouTube video. It didn't have to be in this movie, but it had to be in this movie because there was no build towards his character. Aquaman. I mean, he's cool. Backstory, maybe we'll get it in a year or so in the Aquaman movie. You know, because they're doing the reverse order of how things go. The number 4 thing that I liked about this movie, that's going to seem a little ironic, is no one from the Suicide Squad, as far as the villains go, were in it. Now, when I saw Suicide Squad, I didn't have that much of a problem with it. I didn't think it was as bad as people said it was. But I think the further we get away from that, the better life will be. Obviously, Suicide Squad is not going to do very well as far as critics go and as far as people being urged to want to see this movie. So I'm glad that they left out most of the Suicide Squad, or all of the Suicide Squad. I don't think any of them were in this. Number 4 thing that I didn't like about this movie was it felt as if the Justice League should have won way earlier. I mean, Superman is like burning Steppenwolf with his laser vision, and the thing that hurts him is Aquaman stabbing him. Like, what? It felt like that they had him right in the beginning. That is the problem with some of these like DC heroes, is that they have these powers that are easily usually able to get them out of trouble. Like Wonder Woman flies here and there and like jumps really high or something, or she's flying, I don't know, but it doesn't always happen that way. Situations that she could have easily got out by just flying, like during the scene where they had the bat spider, the bat claw, the bat fly, I don't know what they're calling it, but it almost felt like she could have just flew up out of there and not had to worry about that. It's confusing. Their powers aren't always consistent. Then we got the number 5 thing that I loved about this movie, and it's a spoiler. Okay, I said spoiler enough. You know what I'm about to say. Deathstroke. End of the credits. Wow. We got the Wolf from True Blood playing Deathstroke. That is a stroke of genius. I don't know where this is going. They still got that funny guy as Lex Luthor. We're gonna pretend that that's not happening. I realized I finished this video and I hadn't give you my 5th thing that I didn't like about it. And the only thing that I can say, the 5th thing, is not even their fault, is the reviews. Like, the reviews give this movie a much worse rep than anything. I feel like even with the messy plot, and don't get me wrong, this is a messy plot and has a lot of like weird tone changes and stuff. I feel like it wasn't even given a chance by some people because of the thoughts and words of other people, other reviewers who just panned it for like, this is why people think that there are people on the Marvel payroll, because god damn, y'all just, DC movie come out and y'all like thumbs down, like give it a chance. But overall, I liked the Justice League. Let me know how you feel about the Justice League in the comment section. Be sure to like this video, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, I want you to keep keep an open mind. I just dropped my deodorant. What's my deodorant doing on the kitchen counter? Don't ask questions you're not ready for the answer for.
Now look at you walking in here looking all pretty and angry and mean and good. I know you didn't get your hair done so you could just sit down and just sit still.
Hey, we trying to have a good time tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.